That's Tanuku and Cuckoo. I have actually let them in my garden and shut the gate. I don't want the other chickens in because they're a bigger, heavier chicken and tear up more. And these two are a smaller chicken. So, well, not as heavy anyway. And they're still babies. They'll grow even more. But they found a lizard earlier and was eating it, but it was already dead. I think the cats had killed it. And I like my lizards because they eat the bugs, but it looked like it was already dead, and they cleaned that up. But I want them to get all the bugs. So the other chickens, they jump in my boxes and planters and scratch my plants out. And these guys are a lot more gentle, so I'm giving it a try. I put a little thing of water low down for them so they can get some water. And maybe they'll get some of the bugs. We'll see. I don't know if this is a safe place to sit or not. I hear the birds up there. And my hair's clean, so I don't know, but I'm going to sit here anyway. Can you see the little bird up there? Let's see if I can bring it in more. Where'd he go? There he is, yeah? They're not coming down so close like that one day. They were all flying all around me, and then the cat caught that one bird. They haven't done that anymore. Hey, it's a commercial break. Subscribe. It's free to you, and it helps me. I had talked in an earlier video about my valerian growing so slow. So I took out one of the plants. I moved this one because there were several together, and I planted it in the middle. And then I took one of the plants over to my garden area over here, and this has been, what, 1 or 2 weeks? I can't even keep track of time anymore. But it really, that's it down there, right there. Really, maybe it's grown a tiny bit more than the others. I think it is growing a little bit better. So maybe that experiment was good. I don't know. Not much more, but then it hasn't been real long, so maybe I'm just impatient. I wanted to mention about basil, because the more you pick basil, the more it grows. Now, you don't want to just take the whole stem. You just take a little piece off the top. And see, like this little piece right here, and you would just pick it off like that. And I'm going to wait. I probably have a salad later, and I'll pick some. My little granddaughter, Tumbleweed, remember her? I was homeschooling her earlier this year. Her and I had a salad yesterday, and we picked a little bit from each of my different basil plants. But she wanted to pick some, but she pulled the whole little plant up. So I put it back in the ground, and I said, honey, I think it's best if I pick the basil for us, because when you pull them up like that, you know. So, yeah. But you do want to pick them, just don't pull up the whole plant. And then I went around, and some of my other ones, like the holy basil, well, they say it doesn't matter as much. See in the middle, the little holy basil with the little spires coming up? They say it doesn't matter as much with holy basil. But I don't know. I leave it for a while and let the bees get it. And when the little flowers start dying on that little stem, the raceme, then I'll cut them off, because I know all the other basils, you're supposed to keep that cut so the stem doesn't turn brown and the plant will die. If you keep it picked, then it keeps thinking it's supposed to stay alive, and it keeps growing it wants to give out seed is what it wants to do. But you keep those picked and the plant will keep growing. I don't think it's quite as serious on a holy basil as on all of your other basils. I came over to check on them, see what they were doing. They always stay in pretty much the same area I put them. They stay in the backyard by the pen. They don't follow the other chickens to the front yard. I think once I caught them kind of almost in the front yard. But I like that. So I put them here by one of the gates that I came in with, somewhere where the water was, and they stay right in this area. I actually want them to explore a little bit and find the bugs, but they're still here in the same little area. No bees, but at least I have a butterfly. It's been on there a long time. I'm really surprised. And look what I've got. It's one of those Broussards or whatever they called. It's a little winter squash, just a little one. So I'm really hoping it does okay. It's the only one I know of so far. Unless one of them's hiding somewhere. So I'm excited about that one. Yay! Oh, there's that's just a blossom. Thought maybe I'd have another one. Maybe I will pretty soon. You know, sometimes we are blessed, and I don't think we even know. If I got too much of a bunch of stuff at once, I can't keep up with it, just me and the way my life is set up and everything. But it's just been nice. Just about every morning or every other morning, I can go out and pick a handful of blackberries and some fresh apricots. I'm not a big apricot fan, even though we've got loads of apricot trees all around us. But when you first pick them for the first, I don't know, couple hours maybe, they have this little tang that I really like them. So I find a nice healthy little cereal. I can put seeds, nuts, berries, fresh apricots, and have a nice, make cereal into something healthy, because really I quit eating cereal for a long time, but just a little bit of a somewhat healthy cereal, organic something with a bunch of fruits and nuts is actually good for you. So I was out picking my blackberries, and I thought, what a blessing. My boysenberries aren't working out real well. They don't grow well in pots. I've got to plant them in the ground this fall. But my blackberries are in the ground, and I don't have a profusion of them, but there's a little bit of the berries left, and they're hanging over on my side of the fence where I can just walk along and pick them in my garden. And I thought, what a blessing. So just wanted to share that and say we need to be thankful for the things that we have. And I really have an overabundance of things. My garden is starting to really take off and do well, and I'm glad I'm not getting too much everything at once, because then it's overwhelming for just me to take care of, because that's just the way it is. But it's just been perfect, actually. It's just awesome. But anyway, just wanted to share that blessing. Okay, I'm going to wind up. Look at the artichokes coming on. We're excited about that. And you see the corn silk there? I only have one I have several of them tasseling. But I see somewhere I think the silk's going to come out pretty soon. I'm watching very, very closely, because the very minute I can catch them starting to silk, there's a way to stop cornworms from getting in your corn. And that's, you take a little bit of some sort of vegetable oil or something. The older lady that taught me when I was very young, I think she used mineral oil or something. I can't remember what it was. It seems like it was mineral oil, but I use vegetable oil, and so far, knock on wood, it's always worked for me. You put a few drops. Let me show you. Let me get this off. Okay. My pretty artichoke. I'm happy about that. And look at that. I've got black-eyed peas. They're coming out. Anyway, you just put maybe, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon, maybe not even a teaspoon, just several drops right at the top of the corn, right in here, or at the silk, and that keeps them out. That was already out a ways before I noticed it, because none of my other corn has the silk popped out yet. So there was some here. I caught that earlier, so we'll see. This is also a different type. This is a heritage corn called Gentleman Farmer. So I've never grown this before, and it does grow a little bit different. It doesn't grow, the corn kernels are not in a row. They're all crazy all over, but they're together. The pictures I've seen, I've not grown it yet, so this can be my first time, but boy, they must be 10 feet tall. This part of my garden is doing really well. Of course, I just planted my marshmallow not that long ago compared to the rest of it, but it's doing pretty good. It's coming up. I staked them to tie them so they don't get overrun by all the watermelon and stuff. And then I've got a little watermelon, so I made a little sling with a sock, so when it gets bigger, it'll be held up by that sling with the sock. But isn't that a pretty little melon? But they're supposed to get bigger. These are not little melons, so, and it may do something different, though, because it's growing in with my cucumber plant, so they may cross, and I'll have half cucumber, half watermelon. I hope not. I really want the watermelon, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to close now from my messing around in the garden and bid you all adieu. And thank you for watching. Thank you for my good friends that follow me here, my YouTube friends, and your support. I do appreciate that. At least I know I'm not just sending out the video to the airwaves. Somebody actually is watching it. And I'm hoping that you're getting some tips here and there and enjoying it. So you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.